you would have seen I'm packing boxes, and that can mean but only one thing. Now is better than never, and if you guessed that I'm moving, you are correct. I probably put it as the title of this video or something along those lines, but essentially for the last couple of months since I moved out last year due to a relationship ending, I returned home and I was happy to settle just for a little bit and sort of recoup myself because life had just gotten really crazy, work was really intense, and I just needed time with my mom. Essentially, I needed to be home, I needed to be looked after. But obviously I feel like when you live by yourself and then you live with someone and you live away from home, it's so difficult to just never want to leave again. And I love being home, I love being in the comfort of my parents' house, having my parents here to support me in so many ways. Doing this has allowed me to pay certain things faster, to have a lot more luxuries with my income. Although it doesn't feel like that, but it has. But I have never lost the want to move out again on my own and to live by myself again. I have two gorgeous cats who had to also undergo the change with me. And I think for them it was hard, even though they really enjoyed it because there's a garden and they can play and all of that stuff. Regardless of that, I still haven't lost that feeling of wanting to live by myself again and to have the luxury of cooking for myself, for caring for myself, to have something that is my space and it being bigger than a bedroom size. I really did appreciate, and I do still appreciate, everything my parents have done with allowing me to move home, to take over the spare bedroom and all that stuff, because it does mean a lot to me to know that I have people to fall back on and I still just crave a space of my own. So shoot forward to about April this year and I thought about possibly renting again from people. I was looking back in the area where I first lived on my own about 2 years ago, which was closer to work, like literally 5 k's from the office, and I enjoyed that area. But a part of me was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally paying like all this money to rent, and I was just like, I was feeling like maybe not. And then I thought about living back where I lived before, which was so nice. I really love this area. It's kind of one of those older areas that is up and coming somehow, and it's got all of these really cool, niche, trendy places that just really work. You've got the Market Kokoro that's there, you have these trendy little cafes that are there, so there's lots of stuff that is happening in the area. Along within the area, there's 2 parks that you can take animals to, animals being obviously like mostly dogs, but like it's 2 dog parks that you can take your dogs to, walk them freely. Anyways, as you can tell, I have my heart set on like one area. So then somehow when I was doing searches on all the sites, all the property sites, I somehow clicked on buy and not rent, and things just started to click into place in my mind, and I was like, what if I bought a place instead of renting? And so I talked to my mom and I was like, what if this happened? And then I spoke to my dad and I was like, what if this happened? What if I bought a place? What if we work together on this little ownership project, and somehow through luck, blood, sweat and tears, I put an offer on one place. I didn't get that place because the owner chose someone else who put in the exact same offer as I did, but just ended up going with the other person, which is all good and fine. And then within a day, the place right next door went up for sale, and I phoned that estate agent and I was like, I need to view this place because I want to put in an offer as soon as possible. Initially it was going to be I would come and view after a weekend, the weekend after it's gone up, and then I said no, I need to view it now because I'd like to put in an offer. So the estate agent, very, very lovely. I would recommend her a lot if you're in the Johannesburg area. I feel like a lot of my watchers are not South African, but if you so happen to be and you're looking to sell, Colleen is great. I'll have her info link down below because I just think she's fabulous and she's just been so professional. So I went and viewed the same day I phoned her, and I looked and I was like, yes. In our preceding conversation, I said, please bring the paperwork to submit an offer to purchase. And she did, and I submitted it the Saturday morning. And by the next Tuesday, my offer was accepted. So I've had to go through a lot of sharing personal financial information, which is weird because I always feel like people are going to see that I spend a lot of my money on books, which is not entirely untrue. But somehow offer was accepted, and then a bank approved our bond application, and today we're going to go sign the mortgage papers, which makes me sound so adult to be saying that out loud. But obviously with all of that comes the thing of I have to pack. I have so much of my stuff here that I couldn't part with, things like my special edition books, my TV, and like my bedding, clothes, stuff like that. And so I'm so happy to say that at the end of this year I would have officially be owning a home, an apartment. It's a 1-bedroom that's got parquet floors. It's got a lovely kitchen, which some people say it's outdated, but I kind of really like the way it looks. I'm not someone who really falls into the whole modern is better. I really think that probably down the line the kitchen cabinets can be updated. In that same note, I really just like the way it looks. It's so warm, it's so inviting. The bathroom in this place was redone fairly recently, which I appreciated because the first place we looked at, the unit that was right next to the one I just bought, it needed to have a lot of work done. The kitchen would have had to be redone quickly, I mean within the next year or two for my satisfaction. The bathroom would have had to be redone before I even moved in, just as a point of preference. So this place just sort of sprung up, and I'm so happy that it did because I feel so much joy. I'm stressed and I'm always looking at my numbers, my financial numbers, and it's kind of stressful, but I am going to be a homeowner at the end of this year, and I'm packing and I'm going to move in. I don't know when, but in the meantime I've decided I want to take as much stress off of myself as possible. I don't want to rush the moving process in the sense of I don't want to have to pack and put it in the truck the same day. I want to have pretty much everything packed over time, make sure I'm going through everything, getting rid of the things I don't really necessarily want. This is going to be in particular for clothes because I have 2 big cupboards here, and there are 2 cupboards at this place, but I kind of have less space and I don't want to use up all the space because I want to use the space for other things. But it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be an adjustment time. This will be, in my adult working life, this would be the 4th time I'm moving in the span of 2 years, which I think even more, 5th. It's exciting. And I hope that you stick around for this journey with me and we have very many happy memories in this new home. Hey team, I thought I would pop in with my little matcha. I'm hoping to show you a little bit with like a small update. Since I signed the papers on Friday, it's kind of just been not radio silence because that's not true, but like kind of quiet in the sense of it's a waiting game now. It's scary, but it's so exciting. I cannot wait for all of my things to be in one place again. And like I have artwork here that I bought like a couple of months ago, and I have other artwork that I bought last year at Comic-Con that I've never been able to put up because I've never had the space or the time to do so. And now like I have nothing but time. I have nothing but space to do it because it's mine. I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna put a hole here, I'm gonna have to plug it when I leave. Hell no, I don't have to do that. I'm never leaving. I probably will leave one day, but like right now that's not in the cards. I'm planning on staying there for a good hot minute to really experience life a homeowner. I'm hoping that the next time I update you on this chronicle, I can say I have the keys, or at least the bond is registered, it's gone to the deeds office, or something like a little bit more concrete, a little bit more tangible, a little bit more exciting. Yeah, I think this is sort of the boring bits, the not so great bits, the bits of waiting and wondering and hoping. And you know, I often go to sleep at night either like so excited for everything and just overthinking not really overthinking, but just thinking so much about like what could be the possibilities that I just can't sleep, or I go to bed so worried that I haven't done enough. So it's just like I want the process to be over so my body can settle. So a lot of people have been asking me if like what I'm most excited for when it comes to moving out again and having my own place to live. And I think it's kind of like a loaded question because obviously I'm very excited. I'm really excited to live on my own again. It's been a while and I miss it. I miss having like my own space and just being able to do things my way. Obviously, I say this like in every clip, there's the benefits to living at home with your parents, which is fantastic. But as someone who has had the taste of freedom, of doing things my way and knowing that I enjoy that aspect and I enjoy being alone, I miss that. But along with being excited, I'm so excited to see all my things again. I spent so much time when I was moving out and living by myself and then with my ex-partner getting things like, I have an air fryer that I haven't used in a year that I miss so deeply. I have a kettle and a toaster that I miss as well, and like all my cups and my glasses and stuff like that. Like, it sounds so rudimentary and kind of boring when you put it like that, but I really just miss my things. And while they've been in storage, I haven't missed them per se. Like, obviously there have been days where I'm like, oh, I really wish I was sitting on my couch, or oh, how I really wish I could see all my books out and about. Like, there's obviously those things, but on the other side of the coin, I am really nervous for being a homeowner because if something breaks, then I'm responsible for it. I can't just phone up a landlord and be like, hey, the toilet broke, I need to fix that. And I think that this journey will teach me a lot of like what one can do by themselves completely. Like, obviously if the toilet seat, like, I don't know why this is on my brain, but like if the toilet seat is loose, I can figure out how to fix that. I don't need to bring in like a specialty someone to organize that. Like, I can just do that myself. But if the electricity is faulty or something, like that has to come out of my pocket. So it's very nerve-wracking and everything, but I think it comes with just growing. And obviously one can always dream of living at home forever, but at some point you just kind of have to move forward and you have to grow as a person. And you know, this is one of those steps that you have to take, where you have to go, okay, this now is me, this falls onto me, and it's going to teach me so much resilience, so much care for things. So I'm bending a bit down to talk to you because we're going to be backlit as hell if we face that way. I am sitting in the lounge because this is probably going to be one of my last times sitting here, because I have news to share with you. There's two bits of news. The first is that I got a dishwasher. Woo! Thanks to my parents, who are saving me a lot of time and money so I do not have to wash dishes by hand. Forever grateful. The second news is that I got the email today that all the documents are prepped, which means that either tomorrow or on Monday it will be registered, which means that I will in fact be able to move pretty soon. We're hoping that by next week Thursday, so like a week from today, I will have the keys and we can take someone to go and paint and seal the floors, which will then hopefully mean that by my birthday I am moving in, which will be great because my company gives 1 day for your birthday, which used to be a half a day, but now it's like a full day, which is fabulous. I will hopefully have 2 to 3 days owed to me, which means that for that whole week I will probably only have to take 1 to 2 days, which is fabulous news, because if I didn't, I would have had to use like all of my current leave days that I have in my possession. I do not want to do that. Obviously my company does allow us to go like in the negative. I don't want to owe time. You know, that's what it feels like, is that I owe time. But I really am grateful that I have this and I'm really excited to move. That's kind of the update I have for you right now. There's not much else. Hi. Hello. So today's the 26th of August and as of yesterday I'm officially a registered homeowner.